Monday once again, everyone. Bryan Devore, Devore Realty Group, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, California Properties with your Monday market moment. This week, we're going to look at the market's different velocity or speed of the market. We'll get to that in just a moment. But first, let's dive into the latest stats. Right now, we have 4,705 homes for sale throughout the county. It's a big increase of 195 over last week, with a median list price of $949,000. Average days on market is 47, one fewer day than last week. Pending sales 2186, higher than it was the week before, but not by a lot. 24 more than last week. Median list price of 895.3 and an average days on market of 33. How many months of inventory do we have? 2.94, which is lower than it was last week. We had gone below 3 months, then above 3 months, now back down below 3 months of inventory. Here's the chart showing total actives and total pendings. You can see the trend lines of where they're at, and we'll dive into that more in just a moment. Last week, we saw 875 homes come on the market. It's an increase of 71 versus last week, with a median list price of $950,000. New pendings, 370, down 14. It's the first time we've seen a dip in the number of new pendings versus the week before. Versus last week, 14 lower. Median list price, $899, $950. Average days on market, no change, 29. New pendings listed within the last week, 19, and new pendings listed within the last 2 weeks, 152. So 5% of homes sold in a week or less, and the week before, only 3% had sold in a week or less. 41% sold in 2 weeks or less. Last week, that number was lower. So we're seeing, even though fewer homes going into escrow, we're seeing them sell a little bit faster. Partially, I think, because interest rates came down over the last couple of weeks. Last week, we saw 346 homes close escrow, to drop of 30 versus last week. Median list price, $899, and a median sales price of $905. One's lower, one's higher, but it's good to see homes still selling on the median more than what they're being listed for. Average days on market, 27. Least expensive sale was in Encinitas for $48,000. Yes, there's a home in Encinitas for $48,000, manufactured home. Most expensive sale was nearby in Solana Beach for $13.5 million. Here's a chart showing new actives, new pendings, and new closed sales. And you can see it doesn't happen very often, but we had more new pendings than closed sales. So that should translate into more closed sales down the road. Here's the chart showing median list price and median sales price. Stephen Thomas's reports on housing just came out. You can see where we're at with current inventory. Still have fewer homes for sale than we did in the 3-year average before COVID, but way more homes for sale than we did in the last few years. So we're starting out higher, and we are continuing to go much higher. Inventory is starting to pile up. More homes coming on the market, more homes staying on the market, and the trajectory is higher as well. It's continuing to go up versus the other months, other years rather, not going up as steeply or even going down. And then you look at the demand right now, started out lower than the other last few years, but look at what we've seen recently, above where we were last year, which is encouraging and continuing to go upwards. I think, again, partially because interest rate did come down. That definitely helped. Still somewhat muted demand relative to the supply, but still a good sign. So market time, expected market time, that's the velocity of the market, how quickly homes are selling. And this week, Stephen looked at the expected market time, active listing inventory, and then also new listings in January and February. So if we're just looking at the beginning 2 months of the year to kind of see where we're at, take a temperature of the market versus years past, you can see this year, the expected market time is 71 days. The last time we had anywhere near that was 2019 before COVID. Market times went way down, and they're way up now. So it's expecting to take longer to sell a home. Why is that? Look at our active listing inventory. Looking at totals, 4,274, the most since 2020, before COVID and homes came off the market. But look at new listings in January and February. Other than 2021, when people were coming on the market because they figured now's a great time to sell because prices were going up so much. New listings in January and February, the most in a few years, way more than a couple of years ago. Yet demand isn't much different. In fact, it's lower than it was 2 years ago, higher than it was last year. So that's why homes are taking longer to sell on average because we just have more stuff out there right now. If interest rates continue to stay kind of where they're at or go down even more and stay that way for a while, I think we'll see some of that inventory wear away. And again, here's the market time charts, and you can see we're well above where we've been in quite a long time, even before COVID. Our market times, our expected market time is much higher, but continuing to maybe trend downward. That's a good sign. Here is the balance of inventory versus demand. And again, what we announced in last week's Monday Market Moment, first time I'd ever seen it, was in that first tier, $0 to $750,000. Traditionally, we see a lot more demand than supply, but last week we saw more supply than demand. And again, we see it this year as well, 33% versus 32%. Then it switches abruptly up to a million and then up to 1.25 million and up to 1.5 million. It's still more demand than supply, and then it switches back again. Interesting anomaly there. Here we are in Southern California, San Diego versus the other counties. 1812 demand for San Diego in the last 30 days. So the number of homes that go pending in the last 30 days, that's the demand. 1812 in San Diego. It is higher than San Bernardino County, higher than Orange County as well. Market time, we're doing better than almost everyone else, other than Orange County, which is normal, and Ventura County, again, much smaller county to look at. And then how do we compare in Southern California versus the rest of the West? And right now we have 32,000 homes for sale throughout Southern California, way more than the other counties. But again, looking at market time, 86 days is the expected market time for all of Southern California, 67, so still hot in the Bay Area. And Las Vegas is about the same as where we are, and Phoenix a little bit slower. And that's probably going to even grow as we get into the summer months for that area of the country. That's it for this week's Monday Market Moment. Don't forget to scan the QR code to track your home's value. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call, send me a text or an email. Next week, we'll have the Home Dex report from the North San Diego County Association of Realtors. But that's it for this week's Monday Market Moment. Hope you have a great week. Look forward to seeing you next Monday. Have a great day.